Why is that crooked? It's, I don't know. It looked crooked. Okay. We're almost done hooking up the light. I just got to hook up the switch. Literally just have to put the battery in, put the battery plate. And then while I was working on putting the battery plate in, I wasn't even planning on recording it. I was noticing this stuff, trying to figure out what that was. And then I'll show you the close-up that I took. The cable for the brake cable is coming in, and these edges are really, really sharp, and it's rubbing the cable raw. So I got the Dremel. We're just going to file these down, file that down. I got zip ties. I'm going to zip tie all the wires up and give it a little protection. I don't know. I'll put something around right at the edges, but yeah, it's a little disappointing. So got the handy dandy Dremel. Okay, make sure you wear safety glasses. I'm always wearing glasses. It looked like a burn mark, but it's rubbing. Then when I was trying to figure out what the heck was rubbing, let's see if I can see that. That's the brake cable. So it's rubbing on the edge of the plate. And then if you go up on the top, that's the brake cable. Rubbing on the edge of the plate on the other side, because it was sitting right, it goes right there, and the plate hugs this bolt really close right up against it. And then, I don't know. I mean, this thing must really be moving around in here, so I'm going to rethink this. I was just going to close this up, but I might actually zip tie these and make sure that they're clear and get something over that. Okay, so before I close it up, give you an idea of what we tried doing here. So just went through with wire ties, just made a little wire loom to spread everything out. This is the new wire that I added. You can see where I stabbed myself. So just keep it flat, and then down at the bottom, I took just an uncut heat shrink tube. One of the heavy duty ones, and I wedged it in underneath. This just supports the bracket. There's nothing behind it, so I wedged it over the wires. It ain't going anywhere. And then the metal plate will press right on top of there, and it'll have to eat through 2 layers of that. This stuff's really thick. And then up at the top, so it would fall down, I put a zip tie. You can barely see it. I put a zip tie around that one to hold it. But same thing, the plate will press up against it and shouldn't move at all. And then the way I got all these, the ends on here should keep the plate and press the wires so they're not moving around, so they're pressed up against the frame. And the only thing I really got to worry about the screw hole ones, but we'll see. Now that I know that it's a potential issue, I'll take it off every now and then and check on it. But yeah, I was hoping to be done with this a couple hours ago. Oh well, you live, you learn. Okay, so to recap, as soon as you can, take your battery out, check your plate. I think the crux of my problem, even though I went through and cleaned up all the wiring, was that 3 of my 4 screws were loose, and I bet you this plate was just wiggling around. So some of that rattling sound, which I always attributed to coming from either the controller or to somewhere in the back. I got that one video where I was doing the hill climb and you kept hearing that rattling sound. I think it might have actually been this plate that whole time. So if you're hearing anything, I'd definitely check this. And these edges on here are really sharp. So if it's rubbing up against the wires, in my case it was rubbing against the brake cable, but you could definitely eat through any of your wiring. So I take a look at that.